So how are we going to make money from our YouTube content? What is going on, guys? Travis Patel here with Kingpinning. Today is day 3 of the 90 days of YouTube, and today we're going to talk about pretty much the end goal plan, the entire business structure we're looking to put in place over the next 3 months so that we're not just relying on YouTube to generate income for us. We want to actually put business systems in place so that we can maximize what we get from our audience and be able to scale beyond what we get if we just focused on one platform. Now, what's great about social media content and content creation in general is that typically if you create a piece of content on YouTube or on Facebook, that can quite easily be repurposed for other social media sites. And these social media sites all have a different audience. There's a lot of overlap here and there, but people on Twitter are typically not the same people on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, right? So we're looking at really maximizing the amount of audience attention we get by scaling into these other social platforms. Now, depending on the content you're creating and the industry that you're in, the platforms you want to really focus on are going to be variable. It just depends on exactly those things. We at Kingpinning, we're a finance, business system, make money online, educational content source. So our content is here to be tutorials, how-tos, reviews, interviewing, experts and different things like that. It makes it very easy for us to sell products because we're fixing problems. So we want to maximize those income results by creating the business systems that allow that to happen. And we could always sit back and wait till we hit 10,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers and sponsors would start reaching us out. And it's a very low maintenance type of income stream, but that's a lot of work to get to that point. You're not going to get 10,000 subs probably your first month unless you get really lucky. So you got to kind of put those business systems in place so that we maximize the amount of results we're getting for the work and effort we're putting in. You can actually create a solid income stream from a very small audience. It just depends on what quality and content you're delivering and where you're sending them to. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Now you see the picture on the screen here. This is the end goal. This is the system we're putting in place here for Kingpinning, and it's a very basic system. Remember, there's 3 important parts to create an income stream. You need to have traffic, you have to have an offer of some sort, and you have to have a funnel. Remember, traffic is the eyeballs, offer is the value, you're fixing the problem for them, and the funnel convinces the eyeballs why they need to have the offer, right? So we're putting those things in place when it comes to this entire system. Now, the entire machine starts with that YouTube video. The challenge is 90 days of YouTube. We're posting 1 video per day to YouTube, and that YouTube video pretty much starts the machine where all these other pieces, all these other systems come into play. What I love about YouTube is that it's a very authoritative site. Google search engine traffic's there. It's going to be able to easily be reused to be able to create more content on social media platforms. Whereas if you're starting on TikTok with a 30-second video and then you're going to go and bring it to YouTube, it's going to take quite a bit to turn the 30-second video into a 10-minute video. Right? Whereas if I'm doing YouTube first, it's quite easy to take a 10-minute video and splice it into a bunch of 30-second videos for TikTok. So that's the type of thing we're thinking about. And depending on the content and the niche you're in, you're going to be using different platforms, different offers, different funnel options that you have out there. We'll have a future video where I talk about all the options you have when it comes to those 3 very important things. Now, as you can see on the picture here, we start with that YouTube, and then my 4 other social medias I really want to focus on are going to be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Again, YouTube videos, optimized YouTube video, typically like 8-10 minutes. That's like your sweet spot with a YouTube video. Very easy to splice into those other social media platforms, into those content. So it's not too much extra work to be able to start with a YouTube video and then post that into the other social media platforms. Now from there, we also want to take advantage of search engine traffic. YouTube obviously is bought by Google, owned by Google. So the Google and search engine traffic will come from YouTube itself, but you can also take advantage of that by creating your own website, having just a simple blog where every video we post, we'll take that video link, post it to the blog, and then write a short article that is keyword focused on whatever the topic is, so that also brings in some search engine traffic over time. Now, search engine traffic takes time, but over 90 days, over 6 months, over a year of creating a post per day, you're going to really see that add up over time. A very, very powerful business system. Now, one of the most important things that you want to do when it comes to actually creating a business is to own your leads. Create a list. This is one of the most effective ways for you to make money from your audience. And what I love more than anything is an email list. Email isn't as effective as it was maybe 10, 15 years ago, but it is still one of the best sales conversion tools out there. If people are opting into an email newsletter, they are expecting content from you. And that content is typically going to be something that's fixing their problem, right? People subscribe to you on YouTube maybe just for the entertainment. They're typically not reading your emails for entertainment purposes. They're looking to learn something, which allows you to direct them to a fix to whatever their problem is, which could be your offer or be an affiliate offer or whatever it may be. It's a very good sales tool. And even if it's not email, you could use SMS, or even social media followings themselves could be considered a lead, okay? So we want to have a lead generation tool in place. So from our website, we'll have some free gift for a newsletter. You know, we could have something like the top 10 checklist for having an optimized YouTube channel. Give us your email and we'll send it to you for free. That gets them into our email list where we can continually communicate with them without having to spend money on ads or do new content on social. It's not an outreach. It's more a relationship building tool with the audience you've already garnered. Okay, so from there we have attention and we have influence and we can direct them to our offer or to our money maker, which is very powerful. Now, I like to have a main product where all of our content pretty much funnels through this system to our main product that is kind of like our big money maker. It makes it much easier to optimize and to improve and to scale rather than consistently creating new products or looking for new things all the time, having new sponsors roll in. If you have that one product that everything kind of funnels into, then you're going to have a lot of success. Now, I am considering probably going to be a digital product, since that is kind of my bread and butter. If we come up with some tool or a SaaS program, software, that would be great because those are big money makers. But for what we're at in our first 3 months here, we're not going to have some software program we're going to be able to sell. But this 90 days of YouTube challenge plus more digital content on each of the individual systems, that type of training, those lessons, that is a very good product that we could have all this content we're talking about kind of funnel into. Now, not only do we want to sell our own product, but we have the potential to sell other people's products. And this is very, very valuable because you're going to build the relationship with other content creators and other business owners within your industry. You know, a lot of people think of them as competition, but typically these affiliates, they have an audience who would want to buy your product as well. And if they have a good product that fits and helps fixes your audience's problem, there's no reason not to send their audience to those affiliate offers. You're going to get a commission per sale on those, which is extremely valuable. Now, I also like right now, I feel like podcasts are one of the most effective content tools out there. And that's for two reasons. One, a podcast where you're sitting down for an hour, 2 hours, that is very easily spliced into several YouTube videos, into hundreds of TikTok videos and Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts and things like that, where you can have one per week. One podcast per week can create hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of content you can use throughout the month to generate traffic on all these social platforms. Now, two, is the effect of affiliates, not selling their products, but the interviews and the guests that you bring on. Again, they have an audience. So you bring them to your podcast, you interview them about their expertise. They're most likely going to tell their audience, hey, I'm on this podcast on Tuesday, come watch. Affiliate traffic is one of the best ways to grow quickly, no matter what business you are. Getting other people who have already spent the time and the effort to build the trust with the audience they have, and then they recommend you, that is a great way to get a lot of audience attention and a lot of influence very quickly without needing to spend a lot on ads or a lot of content creation and so forth. So that is pretty much what we're going to build here. Again, we're starting with just a YouTube video per day, and then we're going to add each system on as we go. You're going to see over the next few days, we're going to get the social media in place. We'll get the website in place. We'll get the email leads in place. And then at the end of this program, we'll start working on that podcast element of it. And then from there, this is a rinse and repeat system that I could do really on any educational content topic out there. Any industry, we can follow this same type of model. Now, again, the content you're creating and the industry you're in, you might want to be on different platforms. If you're an artist, you're going to maybe want to be posting on Pinterest. You know, if you're a B2B service provider, you're going to maybe want to have LinkedIn in there. You know, it just depends on the niche you're at and the type of content you're creating as what system works best for you. And I hope to show you guys a few different industries that we're doing this in so you can see different models. You know, the video game industry, it's not so much educational, it's more entertainment. So we are more reliant on ad share revenue, sponsorships, and we're working with the algorithm. We're trying to really get the most views and get them hooked and get YouTube to love us to show our video more, rather than worry about consistent quality content to grab their attention and their trust, right? So it just depends on what you're building and what you're going, but hopefully I'll be able to show you guys that as we go. Now in tomorrow's video, we dive into the YouTube system that starts it all. This is the first function that gets the entire machine running, and we really want to kind of break that down step by step, because in the end here, as we go along, I want to outsource a lot of this. You know, I might be the face of the brand, but I want to really just be sitting down and talking maybe an hour per day in front of the camera, and then my team handles the rest. Okay, so I just sit down and record, I send it to my editor, they do all the editing. Once the editing's done, they send it to the guy who's going to upload it, optimize it for YouTube. That's sent to the social media team that sends it to TikTok and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That sends it to the email team and the writing team that gets it on the website, searches to optimize it on the blog with keywords, sends the email broadcast and so forth, and just the entire system. As we add these things in place, we're going to break them down step by step as we do them, so that someone that's coming on, joining the team, an outsider that knows nothing of our business can just look at that step-by-step process and be able to get the result we're looking for. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me here in day 3. I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video. Feel free to subscribe and like the video here. It always helps us in the algorithm. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.